What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's second video. And in today's second video, we're going to take a look at Stellar Lumens or XLM to see what it's doing on the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, and the XLM Bitcoin ratio. So if that sounds good to you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys smack that subscribe button right down below. We're going to not waste any more of your guys' time, and we're going to jump right into the daily chart here. Now, we know, right, if we've been following this channel, we are almost fed up with XLM. It's been going sideways ever since about February 23rd. So over a month now of sideways for XLM. We have a couple different things going on though, guys. If you look at our candle bodies, we are literally just staying in between these two green lines over and over and over again, literally just oscillating between these two levels. These two levels, obviously 43.6 cents and 38.3 cents. So literally a 5-cent difference of us just oscillating literally sideways for 31 days. It's been extremely boring. We're due for some price action, and I'm going to tell you guys, explain to you guys why exactly we're due for some price action coming up extremely shortly for XLM. So not only are we just oscillating between these two green lines, fellas, well, we're also in this symmetrical triangle, right? I mean, you can see if you connect from your wicks, from this top of this candle to this wick down to here, we got 3 touches on the top, and our bottom, we got 1 wick, we got 2 wicks, and we got 3 touches now. So are we going to break out soon? Well, you know, our RSI, right, just as you would expect for XLM, right, it wants to keep us guessing. It doesn't really want to tell us what we're going to do. You can see on our RSI, we are getting literally just sideways action on RSI, which is not telling us nothing that we want to know whether it's going to go. So RSI is completely useless right now. I will give you guys our price targets when and if we do break out of this at some point. We are seeing Bitcoin get a bounce today, which is really good, which could spell good things for XLM, because you can see this downtrend has been Bitcoin's generally been in a downtrend, and when Bitcoin pumps, we generally get a good size uptrend for XLM, usually on a higher percentage, right? If Bitcoin dips, we usually see XLM dip more, and if Bitcoin pumps, we usually see XLM pump more. So we're going to take our measure move out of this. We're going to extrapolate it at our possible breakout point. Let's say we break out somewhere down here, and we extrapolate for that top. It's going to give us about a 56.7 cent XLM, which puts us right near our previous local high here from back in February 13th, right? So makes pretty much sense on the top side. On the bottom side, if we did dip, I personally just don't see us breaking that like 34-cent mark, which are our previous local highs from back here in January 21st on the candle body closes, and a couple different resistances back here. I don't see us breaking 34 cents if we do back to the downside, guys. That's just going to be extremely difficult for us. So those are really our targets for the short term. Or, you know, XLM could just be going sideways for all eternity now, and we have no idea which way it's going to go next. But anyways, we switch over to the Bollinger Bands, guys. This is the daily Bollinger Bands. Look at how tight these daily Bollinger Bands are getting, right? The top side is at 42 cents now. The bottom side is at 38 cents now. So literally a 4-cent difference. These Bollinger Bands are getting closer and closer. And usually, guys, when you see these Bollinger Bands get closer and closer to each other, we usually see a big decisive move extremely soon. We zoom out. You can see they got extremely close to each other right here. We ended up getting a pump to the upside. We stream out even more. This time was a little bit different. They were getting extremely tight right here. We actually got a big dump to the downside right here, guys. Like, these things were tight for a while, but at one point, like, they started to die. When they start to go closer to each other, that's when we started to get that big pump to the upside. So you can see like how this plays out, right? They start to converge here. We get a big pump to the upside. So you know, we're due, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be to the upside, but this tends to go to the upside when we do actually get tight on those Bollinger Bands. So we'll wait and see what happens. A move's got to come soon either way. We're like literally a 4-cent difference between the top and bottom constructs of our Bollinger Bands is telling us that a move is coming extremely soon for Stellar Lumens. All right, now let's jump to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, this is all we got to do, guys. We got to zoom out and realize that, yes, XLM has been extremely boring, but on the macro time frame, still looking extremely bullish. What we basically just keep doing, guys, is we keep stepping up. We've been talking about this forever. We have our local high here. We pump. We back test it as support, right? We have our local high here. We pump. We back test it as support. Have our local high here. We pump. We back test it as support. So literally just a stair step constantly up for XLM. You guys also know on the weekly chart we have our 10 and 20 week moving averages, which we usually come back down to retest, right? So ever since really this pump right here, where we back tested it and then pumped, you can see each pump, each dip either goes back to the 20 week moving average like it did in this one, or the 10 week moving average, which it does right here and does right here. Now, if we look at the bottom here on our stock RSI, which is pretty good at telling us where our relative bottoms are. If you look at the past, guys, you can see that during this dip right here, we can see our stock RSI got down here. You can see during this dip, right, March 2020 dip that we don't talk about on this channel. That's extremely evil. Came back down to this dip right here, this dip right there, right. So you can see it's very, very telling on when we hit those local lows. You know, that's when we go to the bottom on that stock RSI. So right now, right, we're still moving down. We haven't quite reached, you know, that low level below a 20 on the stock RSI. That's really what we want to get to really confirm that we've hit a local low. But we don't necessarily have to go down there. You can see right here on this dip right here, guys. We didn't quite go that low on the stock RSI. We only dropped a little bit, started to curve up, and made another run to the upside. You can see our yellow line on the stock RSI is starting to roll over, which could mean pretty bullish signs. If this starts to roll over, we might see another big pump to the upside and not even go down to retest our usual bear, not bear market, but usually where we go to on our dips. All right, fellas. So that's really the weekly chart. Obviously, we're just waiting on these Bollinger Bands to break, right? We're waiting to bust out, right? No pun intended, bust out of this tight structure here. And then we're waiting to break out of this symmetrical triangle / sideways green line of death here. But anyways, we're going to look at the stellar Bitcoin chart here, fellas, on the weekly chart. I'm still waiting for this fractal to play out, right? It's still looking so good to me, where we literally go back up and just bang our heads against our resistance. We eventually fly up every single time. Did the same thing here, once, twice, 3 times fly, right? Once, twice, 3 times fly. And what do we have done this time, right? Once, twice, 3 times. Are we due for that massive move to the upside like we've seen every single time right here? We saw another one right here, and we saw another one right here. So are we due for another big, massive move to the upside coming soon for XLM? Well, I do think that's eventually going to come. I know sometimes I do talk a little crap about XLM during my streams. It's just because I'm bored of it, right? I mean, when I get bored, that's usually when XLM starts really going ham, right? I got bored during this, went ham, right? I got bored during this, went ham. I got super bored during this, went ham. So I do expect a move to come in for Stellar Lumens eventually, guys, but we're still waiting. We're still waiting. We got to have some patience, right? We can't have those paper hands. Got to have those strong hands for our XLM holders out there. And just wait to see what happens. So, guys, I'll see you guys in the live stream. I'm going to be live streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. So if you haven't checked it out, press that alert box button down below if you already subscribed so you get an alert when I do go live. We talk about probably 50 to 100 altcoins every single stream, and we have a bunch of fun in there. So go check that out if you guys are interested. I'll see you guys later on. For all your Patreons, we'll be uploading a Patreon video coming up shortly. If interested in the Patreon, guys, link is down in the description down below. That's how you get one exclusive video every single day, and access to my portfolio, and access to the Discord, which I go through during the stream and have a bunch of fun with that. So see you guys in the Patreon video, in the live stream later on. Peace out, fellas.